Bosh, right then people. Well, as you can see, we're back out, down on the rocks again, after the elusive blonde. I know I said I wasn't going to go and target fish, but after seeing the blonde out the other week, I just really want to get one. I've never had one before, and it's the perfect time to try for one. So yeah, a little bit different today. We are going to be camping / roughing it. No tent or anything, just a sleeping bag. There is a little bit of a swell on at the minute, but you know, it is what it is. It's not like massively dangerous or anything like that, but if the wind swings round, we'll have to cut it short. But looking at doing about 48 hours down here, so this might be a bit of a longer one. Later on, I'll show you my little setup. It's quite literally just a sleeping bag, nothing fancy. Just in case I need a few hours sleep in between the tides, so I can fish the best bits and not be tired through the whole session. But so yeah, today nothing's really changed. We've got the long pulley panels, just because of the reason I think I lost the last fish in the last video is because I changed to the up and over. But because I was fishing on the rough ground, if I had that lead being pulled up just that little bit more, it might have prevented the fish from dropping down behind the reef, and we might have got it in. So I am going to stick to the pulley panel. Yeah, that's my reason for it. But other than that, guys, up the tube, welcome back. If you're not already subscribed or you've not been here before, thank you very much for tuning in. You know what to do, smash all them buttons down below, show the love. You know, we're all out here to help each other. So, right, whew, I'm absolutely dripping. Right, there's number 2, rod piece together. Whew. I'm not gonna rush, do you know what I mean? I've got 48 hours, so obviously I took my time coming down the cliff. It has been raining this morning. And these rollers, they're not quite rollers, but they're like big waves. They're just crashing up the rocks. Obviously, as the tide gets higher, hopefully they'll slow down a little bit. It's just because where we're fishing is quite shallow. There's like a big sandbank. You can see as it comes in, it's flat, and then they sort of pick up a little bit, and then they end down below me. A little bit of sea spray, but I'm sure all that'll do is help us sleep a little bit later on. Obviously, I've got the Zolkron XT 435s. Matched up with the Penn Casting Specials. So yeah, let's rock and roll. Get some rigs on, get some baits out, and hopefully we'll bring you back with some fish in a bit. Oh, that's right then, people. So I've just been talking to the camera for about 10 minutes and then realised I'm not even filming. So there you go. I was going to put sand eels on, but they're still really frozen in that container, so I'm just waiting for them to defrost a little bit. But yeah, we're going to go 2 blue baits, smack them out now. First of all, I'm going to leave the grips up, let it roll around a little bit, because they are small tides, but I mean, yeah, if they're not holding and they're moving around too much, I'll just click the old grippers in, and yeah, we'll go from there. As you can hear, there's quite a big swell on, so if it gets any bigger, I might get a little bit wet, but I'm just going to move a little bit further up the cliff just to stay safe. But it's literally just because it's getting up to high water, the wind's picking up around the corner, and we're on like a sandbank, so it's really shallow, so it's just kicking up a little bit. It's due to drop later, so yeah, you know, it is safe. I'm not in any danger. I'm up really high, so yeah, let's send a couple of baits out and hopefully get you some fish. Right then, in a bit. Bosh, right then, people. As you can see behind me, both rods are out. I know it looks a bit strange because they're not sat together perfect, but unfortunately, when you're on the rocks, you got to do what you got to do. My rod stand's not sitting right here. We have got the stick. I brought the stick down. Well, Andy gave it to me this morning, and Andy dropped me the rope, so it's safe to get down here. He will be joining us later on, but obviously he's got work today and I haven't, so I've just come down here to get the spot. He'll be staying with us as well for the 48 hours. The swell has dropped a little bit now, obviously as the tide's coming up. So yeah, just second cast out now. I've got squid on both at the minute. Sand eels are still a bit frozen. That's the good thing about the container, and obviously if I put them in there fresh this morning, they'd all be like moving around and that, but obviously I left them in there and I'll just put it straight back in the freezer. I should have left the top off really, but it is what it is. They'll defrost a little bit and they'll be fine to use, and they'll stay semi-frozen all the way through the session. But I'll put the lid back on them as soon as they start moving, and they'll be fine. But yeah, so now we've just got to sit and wait. So it's going to be a long couple of days, couple of nights, but I'm sure sure we'll have a few fish out between us and a few laughs as well. I think Andy's bringing one of his friends. I'm not too sure. I know he said that he might be coming, but you know, some people do change their minds. But if not, it'd be good to meet a new person as well. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you like fishing, you like fishing. You know, you've got lots to talk about, so it's not going to be awkward or anything like that. So I'm looking forward to meeting him. It's called Lee, I think. Yeah, no doubt we'll have a little chat to him later, and we'll all be taking the piss out of each other. But that's what fishing's about. Obviously, I have bought a Jetboil today. I've never used it. I got given it. In fact, I got given it by Andy because he bought a new one. But I've had it in the cupboard for a while. But obviously, we haven't been out and done a really long session. And it's going to drop. It's meant to be the coldest evening it has been since the winter, dropping down to 6 degrees. I know a lot of you watching that ain't cold, but when it's been like 14s, 15s at night, and then it goes down to 6. I mean, it's going to definitely be a temperature drop. So we will be tucked away in the sleeping bag later. I bought my big jacket and stuff like that as well. So, you know, it's not like it's going to be minus, but it's going to be a bit chilly. Also, actually, I got sausages and that, so we're going to have sausage baps and stuff, obviously hot coffees, pop noodles, good old pop noodles and that, you know what I mean? I've got a new flavour as well, the barbecue one I haven't tried yet, so looking forward to it. I'm sure we'll do a little cook up later. Well, boiling water, pouring it in, but yeah, we're going to take you through the weekend. It's the first one I've done in a while, obviously. You know, got a wife and that, you know, and I'm fortunate enough for her to let me go out overnight and things like that. She knows I love my fishing, so, and obviously, you know, as it's that time of year where the blondes are coming out, it is a sort of hours game. And now I've seen 2 come out, and I'm like, I really, really, really want to get one. So we're going to put the hours in. Hopefully we'll see a few. If not, probably be out again in the next couple of weekends or so, or maybe after work a few times. So yeah, right. Anyway, I'm going to get all my stuff sorted, ready for when it gets to night time. I know it's a few hours away, but, you know, when you're on the rocks and that, you need everything there, so you know what you're doing. When, you know, the last thing you want to do is be looking around and then accidentally put your foot down a hole and have to be airlifted or boated away. So, I'm going to keep an eye on these rods now, get everything sorted and bring it back in a bit. Bosh, right there, guys, as you can see, change of scenery. We are at the famous B Sands. Unfortunately, where we were fishing, swell started to build, wind changed round, so and it was literally an hour after Webby joined us. So yeah, we both had to climb back up the hill with all the gear and that. But yeah, come down into the bay at B Sands, nice and flat, nice and smooth. There he is, look, Bosh, just been to the kebab shop. So both going to get a nice meal in now, and yeah, hopefully we'll get set up, get a nice change of venue. So something a little bit different, still after a ray, and yeah, get one on. We might even be changing venue again later on this morning for tomorrow, but you'll have to wait and see, won't you, in a bit. Well, there you go, guys. First fish of the night, little strap eel. Andy's just had a dogfish, so it's 1-1. So it's turned into a little bit of a competition tonight. Obviously, we weren't meant to be fishing here, but yeah, we're on the fish. This is my first one, a little eel. Andy's just had a dogfish, so it's 1-1. So let's see if we can't win this little competition. Obviously, we're heading to a ray mark tomorrow morning. So yeah, you never know. We might get a ray here tonight as well. But yeah, probably a lot of these little slippery things and a few doggies in a bit. There you go, guys, boys and girls. Oh, me and Andy there messing around with dogfish, little straps. You know, having a little mess around competition and stuff. Put a whole squid on. It resulted in that. Absolutely smooth. Can't even talk. Absolutely lovely smooth round. Andy went down. If he fished down here before, off the rocks, they're really slippery. Yeah, I wouldn't advise him going back down again, but there you go. Surprise smooth round. Absolutely buzzing. About 4 or 5 pounds, something like that. We're not going to weigh him. We're going to get him back nice and quick because he has had a bit of trauma on the rocks. Right then, let's get back to it. We're smashing Andy right up in a bit. Right, guys, well, just a quick update. I've got one rod out at the minute, just fishing a whole mackerel. Obviously we had that smooth round earlier. I've had a few small bites since, but decided to put a whole mackerel out. I put one rod back in the car, ready for the morning. So I'm gonna fish on for another 2 or 3 hours, just with the one rod, just to make it easier. As you can see, obviously it was meant to be fishing on the rocks and he didn't bring himself a rod stand. So we ended up just using our heads and making one big rod stand. So we've both been using that and it's worked perfectly fine. Yeah, just obviously the jet boil, just made myself a nice, there you go, let it steam in, a nice black cup of black char. Okay, it's getting a bit late, not really talking very well. And I've got a pop noodle cooking away down there. So pop noodle and a coffee, watching the rod tips. A couple more hours to see if we can get a fish out. Andy's obviously over there, look, sleeping in his van. Little wet wipe. Bosh, right then people, well, it's getting on now. It's about 3 in the morning. Decided not to stay out tonight. Andy left about 3 hours ago. Obviously it's quite uncomfortable trying to sleep in the van, and yeah, it's got a bit cold, but so I thought there's no point staying out on my own. So basically just literally jumped in the motor, packed up, gonna drive home now, get a few hours shut eye, and then I think we're gonna jump in one motor tomorrow and carry on. I did just, obviously in the last clip I put that mackerel bait out. I actually lost a really good huss. Yeah, hooked into it, got it right to the edge. Obviously Andy was trying to sleep in the motor, so you know, I won't gonna send him down anyway. The rocks down there are really slippery. I tried lifting it over, but because of the weight of it, it gone between two rocks. So it was like stuck on the trace, and it was literally hanging by the hooks. So I was like, I can't leave it there. So I literally put my rod down, climbed all the way down, literally like, just like clinging onto these boulders. And then, yeah, got down there, managed to grab the trace. And as the tide like pushed up on the fish, I was like shaking it loose, and then all of a sudden it came out, it gave, but obviously the weight of the fish, it just dropped down and obviously like disgorged itself. You know, unlucky for me. To be fair, it looked like a really good fish as well. My biggest is 11 pound, and I'm pretty sure it was close, if not bigger. And so I'm really gutted I didn't get it for the camera. But yeah, you know, on a good point, you know, I didn't leave hooks in it. The hooks come out, so got the rig back. So it's gonna live to fight another day. Really annoyed that I couldn't get it, but sometimes it is what it is, isn't it? That's what happens when you fish over the rocks. Sometimes you lose them, sometimes you don't. But yeah, other than that, I had a couple more small dog fishing straps. So yeah, all in all, good night. We had a few fish out. Obviously, no, it didn't all go to plan. We was meant to be blonde ray fishing, but obviously, you know, it's health and safety, or, you know, there's no point risking your life. And to be fair, even if you got a really big ray on in them conditions, you'd never land it. So yeah, but you know, still resulted in a few fish this evening. We had that nice hound as well, which was a nice surprise. Didn't actually think I was going to get one. I actually said before that cast, literally put a whole squid on. I was like, watch this, smooth hound, and then ratchet off. All right, it's not a double, but it was still a good sized fish, you know. 5 pound fish ain't a bad sized fish. So yeah, buzzing. So anyway, I'm going to drive home now. About an hour drive. Get about 3 or 4 hours sleep. Back in the motor, and hopefully we can get a few ray out tomorrow. In a bit. Bosh, right then, people. So back out again. Had about 3 or 4 hours sleep. Did lose one of my shock leaders last night, so just about to tie another one. We are down on the rocks again, ray fishing. I've got, obviously we had a few fish out over the last 24 hours. Nothing mega, but yeah, all the same, we had a few fish, so absolutely buzzing with that. Obviously just put a nice full squid out. Just about to tie another shock leader using the spider hitch. Ooh, sorry about that. Oh, I feel a bit tired. Still only had about 3 or 4 hours sleep, but obviously we're down here for low water. We're fishing low to high today, so yeah, it should be a good one. Got some fresh sardines as well, so I'm going to be fishing squid on one, fresh sardines on the other, and see if we can't get us a blonde. You know, obviously we are out chasing one. I've been ever since I've seen one been landed, I really want to get one, so I'm going to put all my effort in to try and get one, so hopefully it pays off. But if not, we go again. You know how we do. Oh, there you go. That knot should be perfect. So I am going to be fishing pulley panels. Once we get up to, well, maybe halfway up the tide, I might change to an up and over. just because I find the pulley pennel easier to get up over the reef where we're fishing. We have come down, I'll show you later. We've literally, this is the mark we fished a couple of episodes ago, and we come down and it was absolutely spotless. Obviously there's been a fair few anglers down here since, and a few of them thought it was funny to leave all their line and all their rubbish, bait packets and all that. We've got a massive pile of it over there. Obviously we will take it with us when we leave, but guys, you know, if you're going to come down fishing these places, don't ruin it. I mean, you ruin it for everyone. We literally, you could see the rubbish from the top of the hill. That's how much rubbish was on this rock. And yeah, it's just not on, guys. It's just not on. You know, if you're not gonna appreciate the place you're fishing at, don't go fishing there. Because if I see anyone do it, it'll be more than words that we get in anyway. Put it that way. Yeah. Anyway, enough of the sourness. Just a little note. Don't leave your rubbish. I mean, it's not hard, is it? Look. Tag end in a bag, simple. Carry it back up the hill. You carried it down when it was full, carry it up when it's empty. Yes, right then, people. So there is a bit of a swell on today, might make landing fish a little bit difficult, but it's not as bad as it was the other day. It is fishable. So yeah, I've got one out the front at the minute over the small bit of reef, and then I'm going to cast this one into the bay once I've tied the shock leader on. Like I said, pulley pennel, 6-ounce leads, the tides are quite small, and yeah, hopefully we'll get us a fish. Right, I'm going to quickly get this one out, send it away, and hopefully come back with a ray. In a bit, Bill. Both rods are out. Ratchets are set. So with any luck, over the next 4 hours, we'll see some fish. Maybe 2. One would be nice, but you know, as long as we can beat the blank. I mean, if we blank, we blank, but it'd be nice to beat it. Fairly confident on this mark. I've had a fish every time I've been here so far, but obviously I didn't land the last one, I lost it. But yeah, so with any luck, before high water we'll have a fish out, and then we'll make our way back up, and then that'll be fishing done for the weekend. We'll be back out again Wednesday probably. I'll just take you over now. Obviously we've just gone over the rocks, and obviously I just did that rant about rubbish. So I'll give you a little visual. And there you have it. That's what we've collected so far. We come down here 2 weeks ago. There's absolutely no rubbish. It's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, guys. Obviously, I know it's not all of you, but for all the dippers out there that think it's all right to ruin the places where we fish down on our coast, this is why no one likes to tell people about where they fish, because this is what happens. Obviously, you know, everyone's like, oh, why don't you tell us where you fish and stuff like that. You know, I don't do that, but a lot of people do. And unfortunately that's why, because you get the people that ruin it for everyone else. Right, anyway, that's all the negativity we're going to have on the channel today. Let's get us a fish in a bit, Bill. Gosh, right then, people. Well, unfortunately no bites as of yet. I've been here about 2 hours. We've got about another 2.5 hours, and that'll be the commence of the weekend's fishing. Andy's over there soaking up the sun, thinking he's on holiday. Bless him. Rods have been really quiet, not a bite between us, so hopefully that will change over the next 2 hours or so. But if not, that'll be the weekend's fishing done. But this is it. This is what I'm casting out at the minute. Literally got the sand eel squid wraps on a. Oh, I thought my ratchet was going then. It's just Andy playing around with his rods. But yeah, on a pair of size 5s on a long pulley pennel. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a fish. If not, you know, I'd rather be out here in the sun than sat at home on the sofa, put it that way. So yeah. Well, blonde or no blonde, the fish continues. There he goes again, look. Reeling in another yet empty rod. Unfortunately, guys, I'm not sure whether it's going to happen today, but the rods are out, so there's always a chance. The famous Andy Webb. Loving it, look at it. Oh, it's absolutely incredible here today. But unfortunately, the fish haven't turned up yet. There is a couple of hours left, so fingers crossed we'll get one out. But if not, just incredible. Right, anyway, I'm going to get myself some food because I'm absolutely starving. And thank you all again for watching. Obviously we're doing outro, but hopefully we'll get a few fish in between in a bit. Gosh, right then, people. Well, unfortunately we are down to the last cast. time's getting on. Promised the wife I'd go home, watch a film with her and that tonight, because I've been out for a few hours fishing. But yeah, you know, we've had a few fish out between us over the weekend, only small bits and pieces. Obviously, lucky enough, smashed into that smooth hound, absolutely buzzing. Lost the bullas, but yeah, I've got last cast. You never know, famous last cast sometimes produces a fish. We're going to let it soak for about half an hour, then we're going to make our way back up the cliff, and yeah, probably do it all again next weekend. Cheers for watching, and yeah, if I don't see you before, I'll see you after, and if not, I'll see you on that bank in a bit.